Hello everyone, Cybervie is back again with another video from the security interview questions. So in this video, we will discuss about the top 10 cloud security interview questions that you must prepare if you are looking for a job in cloud security. So starting with number 1. What are the three pillars of cloud security? The three pillars are IAM, data encryption, compliance and governance. Number 2. How would you approach testing the security of a cloud-based web application which is hosted on AWS. So, if a cloud-based web application is hosted on AWS, the first thing you need to do is to perform a vulnerability assessment and scanning, which involves identifying weakness with the help of automated tools like Amazon Inspector, Nessus, or OpenSCAP in order to scan the application. Next, we will perform pen testing, in which we will find vulnerabilities. Next, check for security misconfiguration like checking AWS settings, scrutinize the AWS security configuration to ensure they adhere to their best practices. Make sure to look for IAM policies, S3 bucket access control and configuration of other AWS services. Also look for all the vulnerabilities which are present in the worst top 10 and don't solely rely on automated tools. Make sure to keep testing with the help of flaws like business logic flaws, or make sure to test for other vulnerabilities as well. Number 3. What are some common security risks associated with cloud computing and how do you test for them? Some of the common security risks are lack of visibility, risk of compliance violation, inadequate cloud security strategy and architecture, insider threat, insecure API, contractual breach, misconfiguration of cloud services. Number 4. What are some best practices for securing API endpoints in cloud security and how do you test them? So, make sure to encrypt everything whenever you are looking for to secure API endpoints. Make sure to implement HTTPs for all API calls using strong cipher and TLS version. Consider encrypting data at rest within cloud storage as well. Make sure to enforce strong authentication mechanism like OAuth or API keys to restrict access only to authorized user or application, and also implement authorization in order to control what actions any user can perform on your API resources. Then what you can do is utilize an API gateway to centralize traffic management and secure policies. Also make sure to sanitize and validate all user input to prevent input validation, like in order to check input validation to prevent attacks like SQL injection or cross-site scripting. Then also make sure to check for privileges and grant users and application only the minimum level of access which are required to perform their task. Also logging and monitoring, which involve logging all API requests and responses with relevant details for auditing purpose, and also monitor your logs for suspicious activity. Question number 5. What step you would take to assess the security of an Azure AD setup and identify potential misconfiguration? So first, use Microsoft Azure AD assessment tool. Analyze security settings which include conditional access policies for multi-factor authentication, strong password policies, sign-in activity monitoring. Then privilege escalation management, which will include minimize privileged users with PAWS, review service principal permission. Third is resource access control, where utilize Microsoft Defender for cloud, enable RBAC via ARM template. Also consider professional penetration testing and stay up to date with security patches. Number 6. How do you approach incident response in a cloud environment? So whenever you are approaching for an incident response, make sure to have an incident response plan in the first place that outlines roles, responsibilities and procedure for handling security incident. In detection and analysis part, identify the incident through logs, alert or any other SIEM or CM tools. Analyze the incident to determine its scope, nature and potential impact. Then take steps to isolate the incident and prevent further damage, which will involve stopping compromised instances or disabling user accounts. Then remediate the root cause of the incident, which will involve like patching vulnerabilities, removing malware, or might be restoring compromised data. Make sure to restore affected system and data from backup and test recovered system to ensure they function properly and are no longer compromised. So this is how you approach incident response in a cloud environment. Number 7. Explain the shared responsibility model in cloud computing. To say in brief, in cloud computing, security is a shared responsibility. The cloud provider secures the underlying infrastructure while you are responsible for securing your own data, application and configuration that runs on it. This collaborative approach ensures a strong security posture for your cloud environment. Number 8. How do you ensure secure data storage in the cloud? So choosing a reliable provider will be the best option. Like select a provider with strong security practices like encryption, access control, compliance, and certification. Implementing your own security measure or like encrypt your data at rest and in transit, enforce access control, and regularly monitor for suspicious activities. Question number 9. Explain the security architecture of the SaaS cloud service model. So SaaS cloud service model actually depends on provider and customer responsibility. They work in conjuncture. So in provider responsibility, things come like secure infrastructure, like the provider secures the underlying infrastructure using access control, firewalls, and IDS. Also, it comes under like secure software, where the provider secure the SaaS application itself through vulnerability management, code reviews, and secure coding practices. Whereas in customer responsibility, data security, user management, and compliances comes. Like in data security, the customer is responsible for securing their data within the application itself, which will involve using strong password, access control, and encryption for sensitive data. In user management, the customer is responsible for managing user account and access privileges within the SaaS application. And in compliance, the customer ensures the use of their SaaS application complies with the relevant regulation. Now coming to question number 10, can you tell some vulnerabilities related to S3 bucket? So some vulnerabilities which will involving S3 bucket are, it may be S3 bucket subdomain takeover, which can occur if the subdomain which is hosted on AWS S3 bucket is being left for a long time. Next, it can be improper access control to S3 bucket, which will allow files to read inside the server. Also, improper ACL access in S3 bucket can lead to much vulnerabilities. So these are the top 10 questions that you must prepare if you are going for a cloud security interview. So that's it for this video. I hope you like it. And if you happen to do so, then drop a like, share, and subscribe it. So we will again meet with another video and another interesting topic. Till then, thank you and goodbye.